At you. I'm Dan Fry.
There you go.
Bob Campbell. Are we live now? We're live now?
Yeah, we're live now. Yeah, I think it was just, I don't know how much of that intro they got, but probably enough.
I don't know. Maybe it's worth saying that we're
there. We got coming at you. Yeah.
Coming at you. All right. Well, week one intro done.
Yep. We're into it. We're looking flashy.
Yeah. Once again, it's a Crapshoots hockey podcast where it's just a crapshoot. So don't expect much. We're a couple guys who just like hockey. We like,
Yep. We like shooting the shit and talking out of our asses.
Yeah, it's a crapshoot. So come along with us. We're going to go through a few things planned. We got the usual segment that we're going to try each week. It's the bandwagon of the week. So we're going to look at different teams, whether they got a cool schedule or they're on a winning streak.
That's it. It's a combination of trying to find the most exciting teams playing this week and also trying to get a little taste of the whole league so that, we find, a lot of media is really skewed towards the home teams. And we're still going to do a little bit of that, but we want to make sure that we also bring in the fact that we just love hockey and we don't care who's playing. We want to watch good games. We want to
because clearly, judging by our jerseys, Leafs fan here, and
it's been a while since we've known good hockey.
Yeah, so once we get a taste, we want more. We're gonna hit some NHL news. Some guys hit waivers. It wasn't really anything special. 2011 NHL GM on Xbox had me wondering. But, we'll touch on some Habs and Leafs, some Matt Duchene. Drouin has a interesting injury. It's interesting. It's a thing, yeah. We got our Leafs Habs questions of the week, and we'll look at some pretty, good and shitty Las Vegas Golden Knights tweets.
We're gonna rate some tweets.
Yeah, I don't know. We're good at twits. We're a couple twits, so we're good at Twitter.
The try-hard tweets with the Vegas Golden Knights.
Yeah, so then we'll close this bad boy off with bandwagon of the week next week. But this week we looked at the Montreal Canadiens. They had a great schedule. They
did not play so well, but there were some shining moments that gave us some hope. There were some moments that made us not necessarily so hopeful.
And those moments being 0 for 5 so far. The only team without a win, and they have a ridiculous, I think it's a -14 goal differential. It's not even close
it's not pretty
to the next one.
It's not pretty. I don't want to blame it on the goaltending.
Hard, because I don't even know what their goalie is.
Well, Carey's not looking terrible, but he got lit up pretty good. Fucale got lit up pretty good. They all got lit up pretty good.
Montoya, too. Yeah.
You could put it down to learning a new defensive system. I don't know how you would call it, but sometimes it wasn't very pretty.
Because the odd thing is that because Bergeron's brought in so many defensemen that you wonder if they all think that it's they have to perform, so they're holding their sticks too tight, whatever cliche you want to throw out.
Yeah.
You think exactly that.
It's still a tryout. They may not necessarily be playing together. Is that what you're getting at?
Well, exactly, yeah. There's no chemistry. Who is there? It's Jordy Ben. He played on the Habs last year, though.
Yeah, the top four, I think. I don't know if they're totally settled on it, because they're trying everybody out with Weber, but I don't know.
I guess the nice thing is
Petrie and Weber are the only ones I think are really set. But yeah, I don't know.
And there was because there's that rookie guy. We'll also touch on Mete later. But it's you see at least little snippets of something. And you just wonder if it's, can he take a 7 spot even and just kind of come in for 20, 30 games? Whether that's the best for him, I'm not thinking of that, but
exactly. I mean, that's what's crazy. It's just like the logjam there. Not to mention, like, they brought in Zelina, and they have all of these pieces in motion. I don't know. Like, I feel like the first few games of the season might still feel like preseason.
Yeah, which is the complete opposite of last year.
Yeah, 100%.
The Habs looked like they were ready for the season after the second preseason game, and then and it showed.
Oh, 100%.
You know? So I may as well touch on some positives too, because, like, let's face it, they still scored some goals. Like,
they did.
Drouin and Pacioretty and
heads up.
Hemsky on the power play. That's dirty.
And honestly,
that was dirty.
I don't mind Streit either on the power play.
So would he'd be like a second unit guy with Petrie?
I don't know exactly how it's gonna work. I just know that I was watching him moving the puck with Hemsky, and it looked a lot better than what I'm used to seeing on a Habs power play.
Well, because usually it's Markov to
whoever,
now Weber, right?
Yeah, and then, like, I like what Petrie brings. I'm really interested to see how it works out once the team is made and everyone is in place, how that power play is going to work out, because I think there's potential. Well, I think there's more potential, because we've been pretty brutal. Like, just even when they've been good, they haven't been that great on the power play.
But yeah, and that's it though. I will say the game against the Leafs last night, they hit 3 posts, I think, on power plays.
Yeah.
So it's there. You know, it's just a matter of they hit the post. Leafs actually put, they were able to put 5 in, and all those goals were on such defensive breakdowns too. That it makes sense given the. I mean, you could even say that those guys are just holding off so much that they don't want to make a mistake, right?
Yeah,
they're so hesitant.
That's it. You're coaching a system, like 10 guys competing for 7 spots, or however many guys are competing for that. Like, it can't be easy on the decor right now.
Yeah, and I mean, the one thing I will say is Mitch Marner. He actually outmuscled Shea Weber at one point. But the thing, everyone went crazy about it, but nobody realizes, like, hey, Mitch Marner's actually a pretty big guy. Like, people tend to think he's 5'8", 160. No,
for sure.
Soaking wet.
Yeah.
And so he's actually, I don't have it in front of me. I could. I want to say 5'11", 6 foot, and he's only getting bigger. Like,
he's listed at 183, that's how tall I am. That's 5'8".
And so he's okay.
Or no, wait, I'm 173. No, wait, you're wrong. You're wrong. Yeah, I'm wrong.
Yeah,
I'm 173. My bad.
I thought you were saying weight.
No,
so I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, 6 feet.
Yeah, so because he plays like he's Martin St. Louis out there. He's just so freaking fast. But I mean, body positioning is everything. You can weigh 170 pounds and get by Shea Weber kind of thing. You can get by
anybody. That's it. Yeah, exactly. Or you can get through anybody. That's what I really liked when we had Desharnais, was he would go into the corner with a way bigger dude, and he'd come out with the puck, and he'd be like, I don't know how you did that, because it looked like you outmuscled the guy, and it also kind of looks like you just squeaked in there. Like, I don't know.
It kind of looks like you got the crap knocked out of you too.
Yeah, but you came out with it and you're fine. Yeah.
Just come out with it. Like, okay, sure. That's like a Paul Byron. That was another one that doesn't show up all like.
He's one of those.
He's not a top 6 guy.
He's not, but like when he plays super, like the Habs keep getting guys like that. Like Dale Weiss was like that for us too, where all of a sudden they get moved up in the lineup for a little while, and they're just like this miraculous, offensive talent for 10 games.
For 10 games, yeah. And then he's there for the next 17, and
that's it.
Then
and
you just wonder.
That's it. If somebody's injured too long, it's not great. But if they're injured for a little bit, they're the kinds of guys that you want to come up.
And what about goaltending? Like, are you from what I don't take much into preseason.
I
wouldn't be worried about Carey Price, but I'd be worried about the defense in front of him.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's
like I think. Yeah, for sure. I mean, he looked healthy. To me, that was the main thing, is that he looked like, if anything, he was conserving for the sake of the preseason. Like, it didn't look like he was like playing shitty because he was hurting.
And then think of it like this too: if you're a pitcher in spring training, you're gonna try different things. You know, you're gonna try to throw maybe that curveball, 2-0, just to see what happens. You know, just you're gonna try different stuff, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it's preseason. Yeah, so that's the thing, is you take it all with a grain of salt.
That's it. Getting used to the net.
Let's touch on.
He's a big angles guy too, right? So I feel like he's got to really get a feel for that, because he's a big body. I don't know how much they changed the pad size, but if there was any, he'll have to readjust in a game to where he feels comfortable based on where the puck is, and getting that feel for, you know, if that puck goes over my shoulder, is it going to go over the bar? Is it going to go bar down? Because it used to seem to be he had quite a good awareness of that kind of thing, where he would just get in position and trust his body
and just stay there like this.
That's it.
Yeah, but yeah, pad size does do a lot. I wonder, like, especially for the psyche too. Like, that would be the biggest thing.
For sure. Well, I think it was Noodles. Jamie McLennan was talking about how, like, a lot of the guys, they get their shoulder pads and then they ride them like right up as high as they can to their ears, so that when they're standing there, it'll be like a higher pad. So that so they can block more of the top of the net from being still, kind of thing.
And even then too, you'd probably, your shoulders are closer to your eyes, so then pucks coming this way, you know, you got to kind of, okay, you'd have better. Goalies are smart people. What am I fucking thinking?
Yeah, well, that's it. I think it's more of a feel for the angles, and, you know, just getting to both playing again and all of that, having a whole new defensive core in front of you, knowing the defenseman's tendencies and where they like to block shots from, and where he's going to have to peek around them and things like that.
Yeah, it's those little things. It's other than stopping the puck. What else is he saying?
Well, that's the thing. It's like,
I mean, you can be the best in
that. Yeah, exactly. And the thing with Carey that I've always loved watching, like when you watch him play, he's like an owl. He's like, his head, he's always moving his head. He's always trying to get like as good a view on the puck as he can. Like, as far as I understand it, from what I can tell, it looks like that's like one of his main focuses, is just making sure that he's aware where that puck is coming from. Because if he can do that and keep his positioning, then, you know, it's less reactionary, more so total awareness.
Yeah. Yeah, because and it just reminds me, like, the owl thing you mentioned too, the warm up that so many goalies do, where they just look like a maniac too, right? Like just like, it's because you want to look over here too, but you want to get that peripheral vision over here, and
I can't imagine that hole in the mask like is as big as it looks.
Oh, with the caging too, yeah, no doubt. Yeah, exactly. We'll move on to some NHL news from today. 1, 2, 3, 4 guys of note, I guess, that we've heard of. Were thrown on waivers today. Hunter Shinkaruk and Jared Tenorti from Calgary. Flynn, I don't even know where he was. I want to say Minnesota.
I don't know.
Frank Corrado from Pittsburgh, but
I can't remember where.
Former Leafs and former Habs.
Yeah, I can't remember where Flynn went in between. But he wasn't bad on the Habs. But if it, like, again, Bergevin with his log jam of depth players, it seems that a lot of these guys got lost in the shuffle. I don't know. Maybe they were a better fit for our system than they are other systems. But I liked watching Flynn play. He's a good skater.
Yeah, and it's as a Leaf fan, it's funny to see Frank Corrado on waivers, because so many fans wanted him to get his chance because he stayed. The whole reason he got traded to Pittsburgh was because of all this outcry and wanting to free Frank or free Corrado. And because he, I guess, from his days in the Marlies and leading up to actually making the Leafs, he looked good. He looked like a good player, but he was the seventh guy. And it just, Babcock threw in Marinson and Hunwick and so many defensemen that arguably you think should be worse off than Corrado, right?
Yeah.
Like you'd think, at least you'd hope that Corrado's better than them, but I don't know. They might be right along that same.
It could also be that he just wants that little bit, or he has because Pittsburgh is not. They don't have much for cap space, do they?
And I guess so Corrado could, once he clears waivers, go play in Barks, Wilbury, or whatever it is.
And that's the other thing with waivers right now is you take that with a grain of salt. Is everybody is right now they're just getting guys to clear waivers, whether they're going to be sent down or not.
Yeah, because no one's being claimed on waivers right now.
No, exactly. But you want guys to clear waivers right now. So I mean, as much as most of these guys, like Shinkara, Tenorti, they're younger guys that they have. I don't know. I guess you could be okay to lose them, but you want to get them through waivers sooner than later before all the teams have their roster set and they know what they have room for.
And to your point, Corrado and Tenorti were actually from Pittsburgh's waivers, and there were 5 other guys that hit waivers too.
Yeah.
So they're doing exactly that, just getting them out of here right now. Don't even waste our time, kind of thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, even if they're trying to get them out, or whether they're just trying to see who clears, so that when it's time to make that decision, because they have to do before the start of the season. You have to, everyone that's going to be sent down has to be sent down. So if you send these guys down sooner than later, whether you're actually going to send them down or not, once they've cleared waivers, you don't have to worry about it when you're sending them down.
Yeah. And yeah, exactly. Even just looking at the other list of guys, Tyler Witherspoon, he rings a bell, but he's a Calgary Flame, a real fringe third, fourth goalie kind of thing. But he's hit waivers. Scott Wedgwood, former he played in the World Juniors for Canada.
Yeah,
he's on waivers from New Jersey, and Brian Flynn, I guess makes sense now is that it was Dallas that threw him on waivers.
Yep.
So with their. They got Eberle, right? And they got Radulov. They got a logjam at forward and skilled forward, so there's no room for Brian Flynn.
No, not at all. Yeah, that team is going to be fun. Do they finally have their goalies settled?
Seems like they're the new New York Islanders where goalies go to die. Oh, jeez.
Here's number 2. All right. Other than the Habs or the Leafs, where do we want to see Matt Duchene go? Where do you think he would fit best? Regardless, don't worry about salary. Don't worry about anything. Just roster fit.
Let's. I want to see him. I'm interested in him and any winger with skill that has been tossed away in exile. It's like Taylor Hall.
Yeah, New Jersey.
Duchene, Taylor Hall, New Jersey. Just a group of guys who have just been tossed away. It's like Misfit Island.
Yeah.
and I don't know. You would hope that there's some motivation to just give the middle finger to the rest of the league, right?
For sure.
New Jersey would be cool.
New Jersey would be cool. I like that idea.
Yeah. Obviously, playing alongside, I don't know. You want to give him the benefit of the doubt and say, yes, you are a skilled top 6 forward.
Yeah.
You played alongside Landeskog, who's arguably that too, or at least you tried. That being said, it almost seems silly to be like, oh, I'd love to see what he'd do like with Ovechkin or something. Like,
I know, right? See, and that's where I started thinking is like, who are the highest end wingers? Like, who are the guys that like? Because Duchesne, he's a skater, right? Like, who's a guy that they can really get a good kick out of a guy like that?
And if you're thinking in terms of, you know, a traditional Stanley Cup winner in this new age, you need a number one goalie, number one center, number one defenseman. Washington, you know, they might not have a number one center. Nick Backstrom is a damn good, don't look at the stats, he's a damn good second line center. You know what I mean? He's not going to get in the gritty areas.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. I know what you mean. I don't think Duchesne. I don't know. I'm not saying
Duchesne that's the thing. That's where it comes in. It's like, does he, like, if you put him with that superstar talent, does he really turn it on, or is he the kind of guy that needs to be the guy that's carrying the line? In which case, you find a team that already has a number one. Like, what about like the Islanders?
Oh God,
give them some depth down the middle, and all of a sudden, Duchesne's responsibilities are seriously diminished, and he can become a huge power play speed asset.
And what about okay, so I'm going to use a Leafs reference here. Think Kadri, because he was touted the exact same player, worse. Yep. You know, Duchesne's up here, Kadri's down here, understandably out of their junior years and drafted. But Kadri, you know, he eventually learned you play that third line role. He scored 30 goals.
Yep.
You know, like it'll come.
It does.
So is it like Duchesne? Maybe he needs to be humbled a little bit. I don't think so, but
I don't know.
At least
no, go ahead.
It could even be the coaching and everything with Colorado. It might not be the right system, you know, the right something there. And it's obvious. It's not a might. It's an obvious thing. He doesn't want to be there. The way he talks to the media, it's just like, you know, I'm here for my teammates. I'm here because those guys are great. They don't make the decisions.
Yeah,
sure. Absolutely. Like, you want to make yourself look like a team guy too for the 29, now 30 other teams.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Where he goes, it's almost like the team doesn't want to give up that gigantic asset to get this.
That's it.
Maybe.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So the real question is, why hasn't he been traded to Buffalo yet?
Because no, Sakic has not picked up any phone call from the Buffalo area or New York State. Not a chance. Not a chance. Like, they got, I don't know if you want to pull it up or I'll pull it up, but that trade, oh my God, O'Reilly.
Yeah.
It was oh man, Ryan O'Reilly is a great player, but that's the whole reason that Duchesne is where he is, because they do not want to miss out on an opportunity to give up on a guy who is so skilled just to get him out of Colorado.
Yep.
Like, honestly, Duchesne, go to your local dispensary. Just chill out a little bit.
Yeah, your time will come. Okay, so what's our consensus? Where do we want Duchesne to go? Pick a team.
Honestly, Islanders. That sounded dirty as soon as you said it. Yeah. Just because he'd be a number 2. 1A is what he'd be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure. And he'd be in the East, so we'd get to watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
And Tavares might leave.
Yeah. True. Then you get him on a line with Josh Hosang.
Now there's attitude. Yeah, I'll just touch on that Ryan O'Reilly trade though. O'Reilly. The Avalanche got Nikita Zadorov, Grigorenko, the number 31 pick. And they also traded away Jamie McGinn, which he hasn't done anything. So it looks like a lot, but they didn't do anything with it.
Yeah.
And McGinn went to Arizona?
I don't know. He literally Arizona? Just got traded. I just saw him on Trade Center. I just didn't notice, or the trade tracker. Let me see. Yeah, he went from.
This pause is brought to you by this coconut drink.
Yep. I think he went from Florida, or no, he went to Florida from Arizona for Jason Demers.
Oh, yeah. So it's Demers, yeah. He's from Fergus.
Fergus,
bud.
I used to compete with the pipe band there.
There you go.
Yep.
You see the McGinn family?
Games. Oh yeah, they're my BFFs.
Nice. Allegedly. Yeah, no, it's not true. As Bob shakes his head. All right. So I'm done talking Leafs. Leafs. I'm done talking
But what about Drouin and his muscular thing?
Oh, his muscular thing. This headline. Oh, scrolling Twitter on the toilet, and I come across this.
It's more a precaution than anything else. He was fine, but it was a muscular thing, upper body muscular thing. So he is too muscular. They had to give him a few days off to ease his testosterone level down, lose a little
upper
bit
muscular
of that
thing. Like, is that just a broad range of saying like so day to day with a muscular thing?
Yeah.
Trying to wrap my head around this.
He also said upper body. It's day to day, muscular, upper body.
I'm sticking with muscular thing. Anytime I see someone's out day to day, it's a muscular thing.
It's a muscular. Well, I mean,
always
what kind of muscle? Like, what kind of muscle do you think it is? Do you think it's his bicep? They're just like, your biceps suck, bro. Work on your biceps.
Because he's always lifting with his right.
Yeah.
Didn't give any attention to the left side. Now his body's out all of balance. That's why he's so good in the one spot on the ice for at least early going.
Yeah.
He can only skate. His body's out of balance as he just kind of goes there.
All right. So I guess we've come to the conclusion
headline of the week.
That's not serious. Okay.
Not
all
at
right.
all.
Let's move on to the Leafs.
All right.
Because, everybody's always talking about the Leafs and the top guys and how the young guns are coming up, but not a lot of non-Leaf fans are aware of the next wave of guys. So, like, who is going to make up the bottom six? Who are the non-Marner, Nylander, Matthews rookies? And how's that going to come into play?
Yeah. So it's like, the kids are coming, but they're already here.
Yeah.
Oh yes. It's nice because there's guys that, from what Babcock has said, is it's not a line of skilled guys kind of thing. It's a lot of people in the beginning wanted to see, so you got your bottom six would be a Patrick Marleau. He'll be down there with Leo Komarov, Naz Kadri, Matt Martin will get his time. And then in the offseason, they brought in Dominic Moore to be that fourth line center. And out of nowhere is Miro Aaltonen. I believe he was one of the guys that was brought over from Sweden.
Okay.
And so he's a Finnish guy, though. That's the thing. And there's a tweet from one of the Leafs beat writers, Kristen. We'll just go with that. Kristen Shelton or Shilton, something like that. She's the TSN beat writer. Cool. And I guess him and Leo Komarov, they commute to practices and games and stuff like that, and they blast Finnish rap. And they just get so pumped. And it's little things like that, where it's just, he's part of the future. Why focus on having Dominic Moore be your go-to guy? He's got the experience for it. If he can keep up, by all means. It's that driven versus experience line that I see. Yeah. I'd love, because under this system, the young guys come up so fired up, ready to go, because it's much like Detroit's old system where they just sit in AHL until they're beyond ready, until they just school the AHL and know exactly what the system's doing.
Yeah, for sure.
Because Babcock. Need a new buddy comedy. Lou and Babcock.
Yeah, Big Lou and Babcock.
And then on the on defense, it's Calle Rosen. He's come at least for me, he's come out of nowhere. Marlies fans would say, like, how have you not seen him?
Okay.
So he's working to be something down there, like at least a number 7 guy that'll be a scratch when someone needs a break or just can't play defense.
And how old is he?
Calle Rosen?
Is he a younger guy, or has he been working for a while?
I believe he's older of the youngest. Like, I want to pit him at 24.
Okay.
Kind of thing, which is, not old by any means.
Yeah, for sure.
And even though because the Leafs defense right now it's so weird to see, because it's Morgan Riley and Ron Hainsey is your like projected number 1 defense.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be Gardner and Zaitsev, which looks kind of sketchy, at least this far, because Gardner can skate circles around a lot of guys. Zaitsev is your I think Zaitsev might hit his sophomore slump. That's the big thing I worry about.
The whole team.
And then,
like, what about is the whole team not on the line for a sophomore slump right now?
Really though, exactly. They're all pretty much prepped for it, but
right now is the ultimate test of
the
theory of the sophomore slump. Like, if it's a thing,
it's gonna be bad.
Watch out.
Yeah. Other defensive guys that are coming up for the Leafs. There's another Swedish guy they got, Borgman.
Okay.
I believe he's 20 to 22. Travis Dermott, he's put on a really good show, and Babcock has even said he's liked him too.
Nice.
And then the first round pick from the last draft, Timothy Liljegren.
Yeah.
He had a terrible first game.
Did he?
But I don't know. It's just like I'd said before, it's, getting used to it. You got to stop being worried about making a mistake.
For sure.
Because if they don't work out, then there's in waiting, it's Josh Levo. Eric Fair is in the Leaf system.
Oh, interesting.
And so he's still getting a look in the preseason, but I think he turns into either a waiver or if he joins the Marlies, then good for them.
Sweet. Yeah, for sure. Sweet.
Yeah. So it looks good for the young guys.
That's awesome. That's really cool. It's nice that they're, like you said, Detroit style. It's impressive.
Let them oversit in the AHL and get used to, because it's all system. It's not like that on all other teams. It's not to say that, this is the way to go.
I feel like when the Habs were super good, like those couple of years where they were like, holy shit, where did this come from? That's exactly what happened. Was all of those guys were in Hamilton at the time, just honing it. Gallagher,
the exact same way.
That's it. Because Therrien had a system, and like that's the thing with the new coach is I love Therrien's system. When they played it right, it was awesome to watch. They just control the puck, but I feel like when it wasn't working and he didn't either have the room or have everyone 100% in on the system, there were a lot of holes that could show up. So I'm really interested to see if Julien can find, like, I don't know if a new strategy or just a way to set the team up so that it's not such a crapshoot. Name drop.
And right now, from my perspective, it looks like they, a bunch of second. You got 3 lines of second line guys.
Yeah, 100%.
Other than or even 3 lines of third line guys. Yeah, exactly. There's exceptions to that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and potentially Drouin. And again, Gallagher has shown in the past he's a first line guy. Not so much last year.
Yeah. 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 Right. I'm as I said, not going to dive into this, but Drouin on the first line. That's going to be exciting.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's still an unknown, but if it works, yay. So that takes us to our next segment, which is the Leafs and Habs question of the week. We've really talked a lot about the Leafs and the Habs this week because we followed the Leafs on the bandwagon, followed the Habs on the bandwagon. Normally, hopefully by now, we'll only touched on either of those a little bit. So we're going to keep this segment so that we can always at least have one question each just to talk about our teams. So I believe Dan has a question.
Yeah, because and my question for today, Mr. Here, let me get the thing on. Okay, my question today.
I can hear you.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. So yeah, last night's game was Leafs and Habs, and Shea Weber and Mete were on the top power play line. So is he the answer for Kovalev?
Kovalev.
Yeah, is he the new Kovalev?
He's the new Kovalev.
That's an expanded question.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I think you mean Markov.
No. Oh, Kovalev. Those darn Russian names. Oh boy.
But no, I get what you mean. I hope so. I don't know. Like it's
where'd this guy come from?
I don't know. He was a 4th round draft pick in 2016. He was from the London Knights. So I guess that kind of answers the question, doesn't it?
I don't know, but just
well, I mean, like, because that's the thing is like, I lived in London for a while, and you see enough Knights games, and you go like, these guys know what to do with players. Like it's really interesting seeing these guys coming from the Knights and coming into the league and being like really good, like ready for the league. So it's really interesting to see, like, even though he was a 4th rounder, it's like, yeah, but if you've even like most of the guys that have come out of London have been a little more highly touted, but at the same time, he looked like he doesn't look out of place for a 4th round draft pick in 2016 and a defenseman on top of that. So, I mean, I really hope that he can come into it. I'm still kind of bummed not having Sergachev and knowing really like having a certain idea where the future is. But it's nice to see that, like, despite all of this new talent that people have been bringing in, like they've been bringing in all these older dudes, that some of the rookies are still getting a chance to make their place, which never happened in the Therrien system.
Yeah. No. Oh God, no. Yeah, no. Therrien needed experience and needed to know. There were no question marks.
That's it. If it came down to a rookie or a veteran, it was going to be a rookie or a veteran almost every time.
Yeah. So he's played 3 years in the London Knights system and 19 years old.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I mean, for a defenseman, that's super young.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Are you there? You lagged out a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, that was weird. Okay, try me again.
You got me now?
Yep.
Oh, bad. We're getting to the point where the young guys are going to start being born in the year 2000s.
Yeah. Well, that's crazy. I mean, at least for me. But then again, we're not that we're old, but we're starting to notice our age.
Yeah. Our draft year's long gone.
Age has become a factor.
Our chance for the NHL. I mean, we need a PTO at least.
I need to learn how to
getting drafted. That's only one part of it.
All right. So,
as you've seen today, it's all about politics and media relations, Bob. Come on.
Well, that I can handle. We're good. All right. So, my question for the Leafs, I know you've kind of gone through all of these exciting new defensive prospects. When all is said and done, though, by December, where do you see the lines? Like, who do you think is going to be left? Do you think a lot of these veteran guys are going to have to be stepping in by then? Do you think that's going to be a good investment?
I think so, yes, because at least by that point, it's when other teams can start seeing trends. You know, yeah. It's like a new goalie coming in and, you know, lighting up the league. Then all of a sudden you realize, oh wait, we just got to shoot over his right shoulder.
Yeah,
you know, and he'll miss it every time. For the early going, and at least, you know, I'll keep going back to it. Babcock. There's the coaching system at least is in place and everything to help those young guys.
Yep.
But at the same time, I think I wouldn't say all of those young guys that I mentioned would make it all the way up to there, because it's not just about playing. I guess they wouldn't play 20 minutes, but, you know, 15, 12, you know, 10 to 15 minutes max a night. Yeah. It's not just that. It's, you know, hitting the plane at 11 p.m., getting into your destination at 3.
Well, and also the fact, how hard are these kids working to make the team? Like, how much of their like long-term energy are they expending in the preseason and camp that they normally wouldn't? Like, how many of these kids had to play in the rookie tournament and then do training camp and then do the preseason and then try and stay on the team?
And they're going full tilt. Like, yeah.
Well, because they can't not go full tilt because you want to make the team.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're going to start, and that's what I worry about is, you know, to make it to December. Marincin is, you know, he has the experience. You know, he's not terrible.
No.
He sure has his moments when he's terrible. That's for sure. And it's hard not to see it. Like the best defensemen aren't seen. You know what I mean?
No,
and so when you make a mistake, it's so glaring. Unless you're Erik fucking Karlsson.
Yeah. No, for sure.
So it'll be tough. That's why, you know, so to answer your question, I think that's why they'll probably keep Marincin on.
Yep.
Because he can survive a full season.
Yeah,
for sure.
Do you think are any of the young guys, specifically the bottom 6 guys that you're talking about breaking in and that young defenseman, do you think it would benefit them more to be sent back?
Oh yeah. Well, so the thing is, I believe with so it's with alternate, so it's not defense, but it's different situations for different guys. So it's much like Nylander too, where some guys they won't go to the Marlies, they'll go over to Sweden and play with the team they were with.
Yeah.
Because the deal is, if you don't make the NHL, you go play that season with them. And then once you're done that's when you play with the Marlies.
Oh, okay.
I believe that's the case with Altonen.
Yep.
I'm not 100% with Borgman. Rosen would just go down to the Marlies. I'm like 99% sure on that one.
Cool.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cowbell Brewery in Blythe, Ontario.
Yeah. The honey lager I got for my birthday was fantastic.
Sweet.
It was a honey lager. It was honey something.
I got the Shindig Huron County Lager.
Yeah!
It's a festival series.
Just in time for the plowing match.
Yep. That's probably
I guess it's past.
Pretty good, though. It's really good, actually. I went with my parents, and we did all the samplers, and we tried all of the different flavors. They had 11 different flavors on tap.
Yeah, because
so we had all the.
It was them that had the Landlord one, right? Landlord Lager or something?
Absent Landlord, yeah.
Absent Landlord, yeah. They got some cool beer names. Yeah, and it was good. That's delicious the best part about it.
There's a lot of like really heavy flavors in it. This ad was not paid for by Cowbell Brewery.
It wasn't. We just like them.
Okay.
A lot.
Now let's move on to our next segment, which is we haven't come up with an official name for it. I still like shit tweets. We could call them we're crapshoots, so we can call them crap tweets. Either way, we're gonna start with try hard tweets with the Vegas Golden Knights. We've been following their Twitter account, and we can't decide if we like them or not. We feel like sometimes they may just be trying a little too hard because they feel inadequate. I mean, this is coming from a Habs fan. I know they went back and forth with the Habs, but I feel like for a new team, they're kind of cocky. And at the same time, some of the jokes, they're reaching pretty far. So we're going to go and we're going to say, like, is this a try hard tweet or is this a funny tweet? Don't get me wrong. A few of them are pretty good. Most of them are pretty try hard. So that's my answer from the start. Yeah, you're bound to get some good ones.
Yeah.
All right.
So here, I'll
pull up your screen and we'll make you the main guy.
All right. So we'll share this bad boy here. Let's see here. Here's the first one. I believe this is the first one. I doubt it, but here's the first crappy one we're going to look at.
Cool.
Yeah, so as you can see, they're trying to troll Crosby here.
Yeah.
Now that our jerseys are in, our updated number 87 power rankings. Number 1, Shipichov, which is, their player. Rob Gronkowski, which is just totally out there.
Yep.
And can't think of any others.
I thought Gronkowski was 69.
Apparently not.
Okay, well, that's shit tweet. Try hard.
And so then they came back with a who dat.
I was going to say, like, to be fair, if you're going to start a hockey franchise, it might behoove you to know who the best player in the league is.
It helps. You get humble. I think the best thing that Crosby could do is like just throw down a hat trick or something. So the Knights, that's who it is.
Or just literally just be a healthy scratch. Just pull a LeBron and be like, I need rest.
What is happening?
What's happening?
Whoops. Hopefully that didn't come through in the audio, but
no, it didn't.
Good old advertisements.
I see. Now you're good.
Yeah. Yeah, they had some other terrible tweets. They let's go up here. This is just a string of trash. Just a string of it. Because it all started with here's a solid tweet. Let me just figure out this whole screen share thing.
Pull this up. Just share your whole screen and then tab between the different tweets.
All right, here we go.
There we go.
So this is like borderline first tweet, I think. Oh no, it's not. This is them trolling the Canucks. Okay. Sorry, I pulled up the wrong one here. So this is them trolling the Canucks.
Okay.
And it's just a string of terribleness.
Yep. I see that.
Because the Canucks get back into it. Canucks just had 5 guys. We had 3. It was a power play. They didn't score. This is good for us.
Oh, well, I mean, they're definitely talking to their fans.
That's it.
I give that one a good tweet. That's a good tweet. Give that one a check mark. I don't know. We don't have a system for that. Check mark. That one's good. Okay, scroll up. Keep going. No, just that first one was good. The other one was bad. Keep going.
This one's good.
We're rating them. Yeah, that one's fine. Because all other fans are idiots, probably. Either that or they like
stat alert.
Okay.
Either they like what?
I was just gonna say unless they like those jerseys, but I feel like probably not.
Oh, those jerseys are dope. I gotta say.
I mean, they're not terrible, but the logo itself is just kind of like, we get it. You tried really hard for a name you couldn't get.
Yeah. Way to go, London.
Yep. Anyways.
Stat alert. Our preseason record is 0-0-0 all time when scoring first.
I mean, okay. Yeah. Thumbs down.
I'm not going to look at this video here.
This one's pretty bad. Scored down. Okay, yeah, we don't like being tied, so we decided to not be. Okay. Okay, so they're real excited about the preseason. I can get that. Maybe their Twitter guy is just learning about hockey himself. Maybe
I think so.
I was going to say, maybe he's just got like a guy that knows hockey beside him who is just like explaining to him what is going on.
And it's like when me and Adrian watch hockey.
Yeah, like he's one of those guys that thought he was a stand-up comedian, but then decided to be in marketing.
Why can't we wear Golden Knights colors like we used to? Anonymous Canucks fan during the first intermission.
Yeah, no one said that.
No, I doubt it. That's fake. Note, to your credit, we take preseason games very seriously when we're winning. We don't think they're very important when we're losing.
I mean, that makes sense. Again, first preseason. Possibly I'm learning about the game.
And these guys,
because that's real. Like nobody. I mean, even if we're winning, you don't really care about the preseason. If you have anything, if you really care about hockey, you just look. You're looking for specific things.
Let's bet on hockey.
Yeah.
During the pre.
Yeah, like I don't know.
I don't know. See, that seems false. I would definitely. If I were a bookie. Oh.
Scored again, first hat trick in team history. That's cool. I mean, most of this is okay. A lot of it is just like, I don't know if they're catering to new fans or if the guy that's running the Twitter himself is doing it. Oh, 9 for us. Even the Canelo Triple G judges. Okay, that's a winner. That's a good one. That's the best.
Even the Canelo Triple G judges would have no problem deciding who has been the better team in this one.
That's good. I like that. Yeah. That's the best one so far. Give that a like. Give it a like.
Good job. Oh, I got to sign in.
No, you just got to confirm that you like. There we go. All right.
Oh, I liked it.
Okay, so I mean, it is what it is. That was their first game. I feel like I'll give them like a 7 out of 10 because they did demolish them despite it being the preseason. It's a new team. I get why you're excited.
So here's another one. They troll the Sharks about blowing leads in the Cup Finals. It's a good tweet, I will say.
It's a good tweet.
Oh, I got to stop this. I think it's a good tweet, only because of the troll job. So here's the first. Oh, you bastards decided to start the video anyway. Well, here I am just listening to.
There we go. Beauty. All right.
Get out of here. Try that again. All right. So the Sharks posted, it's not even October yet, and we're already up on Golden Knights. Bay Area heat wave.
Okay.
Oh, fuck off.
That's okay.
Yeah, good job. And then, because everybody knows how good San Jose Sharks are at holding leads. Look at those retweets, though.
Yeah.
Everyone liked it.
I don't know if everyone liked it or if they were just like, hey, get a look at these guys.
Get a look at what the Knights are saying.
Well, because, like, it's one thing to chirp when you're good. It's another thing to chirp when you've never even played a game. So, like, I get that. Like, to me, that one is definitely a try too hard. Because despite San Jose not really being able to hold leads, I really feel like.
Where did that? There.
At least they've been to the playoffs.
So then this is the one, to your credit, when they haven't even played a game yet, start throwing.
Yeah.
Start throwing shots out.
This was a weird one because it started out with them bragging about how many times they've won in a preseason when obviously preseason points don't count.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they throw out like literally the most overused zinger in hockey. Again, this is as a Habs fan. Yeah. It's just like yeah, like I mean, I've heard that one so many times.
Like, way to go. You won the cup with 6 teams in the league. Like, it's just like you saying, like, oh, yeah, the Leafs are the only team with the Stanley Cup picture to not have color in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, yeah. I've heard it before. It's hilarious. I
get
it.
Exactly. Okay. That's it. It's like, it's again, this is what's bringing me to the fact that maybe it's not even a try hard. Maybe he's just literally hearing these jokes for the first time.
So there you have it. So I'm gonna pin this on the social media guy and just say that he first time hockey fan, and he's probably 20.
Yeah, that's
and if you
fair.
find this social media guy in Vegas and I'm wrong,
yeah, no, we're gonna tag the shit out of this. We'd like to get you on this. We'd like to get you on our podcast, even though I think we peaked at 3 viewers. So we really would like to get you onto our podcast.
And they're all in our friends group.
Yeah, but this will be about as like, I think we may be the only media outlet that cares at this point. So give us a shot. All right. Yeah. Did we have any other tweets lined up from around the league? I think we've decided that Vegas, yes, they try hard, but we can't blame them because, like, who is their fan base?
They just don't know.
Even know hockey. Yeah, exactly. Like, maybe they're hearing these jokes for the first time, and we just don't know that we're not their audience.
That's what it is then. Vegas is that little brother who just figured out jokes for the first time.
Yeah, well,
good for you. That is funny. Oh, yeah. You joker.
Either that or they expect 0 real hockey fans to be fans of their team. And they're just like catering like these like old tired hockey cliches out to their whole audience, thinking that they're like an original funny guy. Or like, again, introducing these people to these cliche jokes.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, get the non-knowing NHL fans into it.
That's it. That's the only thing that I can think of that could be like a positive reason for these horrible jokes. Just as someone who works in marketing.
Yeah. Make all the bad jokes. More bad jokes, the better.
Well, like you gotta cater to your audience. So if your audience is a bunch of people that don't know hockey, you gotta teach them all of these things that we consider old jokes that we've heard before.
The cliches, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah. So any non-Vegas tweets?
Oh God, we found some good ones that were troll jobs, but no, I like the ones that at least we've touched on. I think.
Oh wait, here was a good one. This one's a shit tweet. Hold on, I'm gonna share my screen.
Yeah.
The media constantly shoves the Leafs young guns down our throats. Well, what about our young guns? Drouin, Hudon, Lehkonen, not too shabby. Dan, I'm going to let you respond to this first, because as a Habs fan...
Well, Drouin's been around how long?
He's only 22.
I get it.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's been with the Habs for how long? So I mean, how can you shove a Drouin down our throats? Hudon, what has he done? Even Lehkonen, what has he done?
Yep, you're right. As a Habs, I was gonna say, as a Habs fan, I'd trade all 3 of them for Matthews, or all 3 of them for any of those big 3.
Yeah.
Young guns. Well, maybe not.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know. I'll have to see him play first. But, like, this one, I thought this was pretty good. Not to mention, like, literally all of the replies. You watch, thank God for French media. I'm watching good old RDS tonight. Didn't hear them talking about the Leafs. Yeah, French media doesn't care about other teams. There we go. I was gonna say, like, I wouldn't trade those 3 for Matthews.
Can't say that the English media would would not talk about the Habs when the French media.
That guy just took that response right out of my mouth.
Matthews is amazing. Fuck, I hate the Leafs.
Respect. Did we have?
Yeah.
Let me just double check. We sent a couple other ones back and forth that I don't think were that good. Oh, there's one guy, he said Desharnais or Drouin was a poor man's Desharnais. Thought that was pretty funny, but I feel like that might have been a troll.
Oh, I must ask you. Wait, there is one crap tweet. It was that you wanted to spot the difference with this guy.
Oh my god. Oh my god. This is the best example of somebody who just doesn't get it. Like, he went to another team because of a better conference room. Like, that was the decision. They both offered him the same contract, but he went to Dallas because the conference room is nicer. Or because he didn't have to do interviews at his locker and instead got to do them in the conference room. So, I mean, obviously that was the main part of his decision. So, yeah, I give that thumbs up. Okay, never mind. That's a shit tweet.
Damn, it's a shit tweet. These bastards. Never mind, it's a shit tweet.
Never mind, it's a shit tweet.
To the bandwagons.
Yeah. Okay, so our idea at the end of every episode, like we opened this week talking about the Habs, we're going to decide who we want to watch next week and who we're going to kind of do a little bit of a roundup about. So looking at the schedule, Dan came in and recommended we watch the Red Wings, and I came in and recommended we watch the Sharks. So the Sharks play, for my argument, the Sharks play Anaheim Thursday. They play Arizona Saturday, and then they play Vegas on Sunday. So that would give us a chance to see.
Yeah, and honestly,
who do the Red Wings play?
Only real reason was for me picking the Detroit Red Wings was the fact they played the Blackhawks, and I didn't even realize that they played the Leafs afterward, which isn't bad because it gives me at least a different perspective to look at it, right? To look at the Red Wings instead of watching my boys.
Yeah, for sure. All right,
but
I
say we would go with the Sharks.
Okay, I'm down for the Sharks. I think that'll be a fun schedule,
and we get to see a little bit of the Vegas Knights.
Yeah, I still haven't watched any other games yet.
Are not good, but you never know that those guys. Who's going to be first line? First line guy could go down to the third line like that.
And it's going to be their last game before the regular season, so we'll get a good idea of what's coming up.
Yeah, a little final tune-up.
Yep.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, thanks everyone that came in and out in the live version of the podcast. We really appreciate you coming out for our episode 0, as this is our first time really trying out from start to finish. So we really appreciate you coming out.
Yep. Thank you guys for helping me pop my cherry.
Yep. Dan's podcast cherry. So we're going to sign out, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, we'll be back Tuesday. No time. We don't have a time.
No.
But it's the Crapshoots
around later. Yep.
We're all pink inside.
All right. Thanks for joining us, and check back on YouTube if you want to see the whole thing. Thanks.